Tank Davis. Let Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney know y'all ain't built like that, bro. Devin the Dream Haney challenging Brian Norman Jr. for his 147-pound title in November in Saudi Arabia, put together by Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Sheikh. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. We live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7:30. Also live Sunday mornings with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by the live streams and videos that we do. And hit me up if you want to debate. The email address is knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. Now, let's get it cracking. First, I love this fight, bro. I love this fight for Devin Haney. And I love the fight for Brian Norman Jr. for different reasons. For Brian Norman Jr., fighting Devin the Dream Haney, it's going to grow his profile, bro. Say what you want about Devin. Y'all know I'm not a Devin fan. Y'all know I don't like Bill Haney at all. I dislike Bill Haney way more than I dislike Devin, to be 100% honest with you. But y'all know I'm not rocking with the Haneys. You ain't no Haney fan over here. But he's a name in the sport of boxing. A lot of you are watching this video because his name is in the title of this video. He's a good name in the sport of boxing. Where I go against is people trying to compare him like he the face of boxing. He as big as Tank. He as big as Canelo. He's this. He's none of that shit. But he's a big name in comparison to Brian Norman Jr. So it's a good fight for Brian Norman Jr. to grow his profile. Straight up. So it's a good fight for him. For Devin the Dream Haney, on this channel, I got questions about his chin. I got questions about his confidence. I got questions about his PTSD and how he fought Jose Ramirez. Well, fighting Brian Norman Jr., if he's able to fight Brian Norman Jr. and beat him, then depending upon the performance, some of those questions go away. Now, make no mistake about it. If Devin Haney fights Brian Norman Jr. the way he fought Jose Ramirez, throwing even less punches, on his bike even more, you know, in a similar fashion, just trying to be a rabbit in there and shit, then niggas ain't gonna really respect that. I know I'm not. So, but he has the right type of opponent in front of him that if he goes in there and he performs, if he puts on a good performance, all those questions that we have about him will be answered, right? So I like that about the fight. I think it's a great fight. Secondly, Devin Haney's finally truly fighting at 147 pounds, and he's fighting a true welterweight, just like we asked him to, right? Didn't want to see him fight Rolly Romero. Rolly's supposed to be trash. He is trash. Tank Davis leftovers. You don't get the shit on Tank and then fight the people that he fought, bro. Mario Barrio, same thing. Tank Davis leftovers. He supposed to be trash. Devin Haney, Bill Haney, all the Haney-ites watching this video at some point or another have shitted on Rolly Romero and have shitted on Mario Barrio. So I don't want to see those goddamn fights. You don't get to shit on people and then follow behind them and act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread when you do it. So that's the other thing I like about the fight. This is him going at a true welterweight, not trying to fight niggas that Tank Davis already knocked out, people that he already stopped, and he going straight at Brian Norman Jr., who for my money is the best welterweight in the division since Jerron Boots Ennis has left the division. So I love the fight, bro. I love the fight from both perspectives. Devin is fighting somebody I want to see him fight. Not trying to pull up another 140-pounder, not trying to pull up a 135-pounder, not trying to fight nobody at a catch weight, being a true welterweight and fighting the dude who I believe to be the #1 welterweight in the division. So I love the fight. Obviously, y'all know my motto over here, though. What I don't like about the fight and how it's announced or whatever, why the hell is Turkey putting Brian Norman Jr. and Devin the Dream Haney in Saudi Arabia, where them niggas probably gonna be fighting at brunch time, bro? It's 1 p.m. at the time of me shooting this video. Wife is in there with my son getting shit done for his braces. You know what I mean? And this is to be around the time that they be fighting, or they card to be starting, or they be in the middle of the card and we'll be watching them fight 3, 4 o'clock, bro. I hate that about the fight. This fight deserves to be in Cali. Put that shit in Atlanta, bro. You know what I'm saying? Black Hollywood. Put that shit in New York for all I care, bro. Put that shit somewhere where these boys can get cracking and they can really grow their profile. And the fight can be at nighttime here in America. And we can watch that shit, bro. And we can throw fight parties for that shit. Devin Haney fans, all 33 of them, I joke with y'all and shit. But y'all have an opportunity to go ride for your boy, because this is a tough-ass, hard-ass, difficult-ass fucking fight for him. He is clearly the underdog in this shit. Brian Norman Jr., after that knockout of Sasaki, why he got to keep fighting in other parts of the world in odd-ass times? Dude just fought in Japan. Then he about to fight over in fucking Saudi Arabia. The only time he seemed to be able to fight in America is when he on some woman undercard. No disrespect to women's boxing or whatever, but how he gonna grow over here? How we gonna really get boxing to grow over here if we taking the best fights that we have and we send them over there across the pond and shit, bro? Nigga was gonna put, he putting Canelo and Crawford over here. Why can't Devin and Brian Norman be fighting over here, bro? Them boys gonna need it. They gonna need that support. I want to hear they fans over there. Shouldn't have to have a passport to go watch them boys fight. So I hate that about the fight. I can't stand it. It's in Saudi Arabia. That fight should be over here in America, either in California, Las Vegas, or Atlanta, bro. I'll even take it in New York. But to me, it make the most sense in Cali, Atlanta, or Vegas, bro. Is it big enough for Vegas? And you say no, I wouldn't argue with you. Is it a T-Mobile fight? Probably not. Is it an MGM fight? Probably not. But somewhere in LA where they can put 10 to 15,000 people in there. Somewhere in Atlanta where they can put 10 to 15,000 people in there. Goddamn right, bro. Goddamn right. That's where the fight should be. So that's the only thing I can think of that I don't like about the fight, bro. Now let's get to the elephant in the room, bro. Because I seen a lot of y'all in my comments. Okay, yo, you was wrong. Devin wasn't ducking. Oh, you was wrong. Bill wasn't ducking. I told you they wasn't ducking. Couple things, bro. Couple things about this situation I want y'all to understand. Number one, this shit was sloppy. They shouldn't have said nothing to us until they had the shit done. From Tuesday to Saturday, the fight was on. The fight was off. They was trying to get the fight done. Then the fight was on again. From Tuesday to Saturday, Bill Haney and Brian Norman agree to fight. They cuss each other out. Bill got to apologize. Bill lies about a phone call that they had where he basically asked out of the fight. Brian Norman Jr. said, I think they in a position where they got to take it, but I don't think they really want to fight. He done talked his son into some bullshit, but we going to get it done because now they got to take the fight because of their fans, because of the way they've been talking. They got to take the fight, and then boom, they end up getting the fight because Adrian Clark tried to save the fight, and they're saying Adrian Clark was the one that helped get this shit to the finish line. Either way, bro, the rollout was sloppy. The rollout was sloppy, but I stand on everything I said, bro, and I'll debate anybody on it. Bill Haney did not want this fight, bro. He called trying to make a way out of this fight. He lied about having that phone call trying to make out the fight. It's on camera, bro. Brian Norman Sr. in an interview said, I don't believe they want this fight. But it's going to get done because they got no choice but to take it now. After all that talking. That's what I believe happened here. I give Devin credit, bro. I give him credit for like, damn, I bet. Yeah, I can't look crazy out here. I'm already looking crazy. Let me go ahead and take this shit. I give him credit, bro. It's a great fight. I don't want y'all to misunderstand what I'm saying. But what we not going to do is act like what happened didn't happen, bro. We're not going to act like Bill didn't call Tay Jones on the phone, bro. We're not going to act like Bill tried to act like he didn't do that shit. We're not going to act like he didn't start talking about mamas and cancer patients and lying on his own mama dead heartbeat and all kind of weird shit when Brian Norman Sr. exposed the fact that he tried to call, get Tay Jones to give him Brian Norman's number so that he could talk to Brian Norman because he thought they were damaging his brand and they weren't trying to fight him. They wanted to try to see what they could do with somebody like Shakur Stevenson or some shit, bro. And he wanted him to come out and just say his son's a good fighter and they agreed to go their separate ways. We're not going to act like that shit didn't happen, bro. That was duck shit. He ducked him. But Turkey Al-Ashi, to his credit, y'all say, KO, you don't never give Turkey credit. Well, to Turkey's credit, he made them get back to the table and he gave them an offer they couldn't refuse because they couldn't get that shit nowhere else. Straight up. That's what happened, bro. Brian Norman Jr. and his team accepted everything. They called Bill Haney bluff, and they said, nigga, you got to prove to the world you bluffing, or you going to really get in that goddamn ring. You going to put your son in that ring. Now Devin's in the goddamn ring with a horrible matchup for him. Horrible stylistic matchup. If you favor Devin Haney in this fight, you just a diehard Devin Haney knob gobbler, to be honest with you, bro. Like you can't look at these two fighters' last performances. You can't look at the style of fight. You can't look at their strengths and weaknesses and do anything to say you would favor Devin and Haney in this fight, bro. Devin Haney's literally only path to victory is to try to fight Brian Norman Jr. the exact same way he fought Jose Ramirez. And I love the fight because we get to find out. A lot of y'all told me, KO, he only fought Ramirez like that so he could make it to Ryan Garcia. He ain't got no PTSD. He ain't got no issues. He was straight. He fought that. That was a master class, KO. He did that because he didn't want to take no risk. If you know you got the big fight around the corner, KO, why would you take a risk? He just did what he had to do, get the win. Well, if his ass fight like that against Brian Norman Jr., then what? Then what? Then what? And he won't be able to get away with it, in my opinion. I'm glad we hopefully get to see the fight. Hopefully nothing happens between July to November. But I love the fight. What I don't like is y'all coming by my comment section. I don't like you coming to my emails trying to act as if what Bill Haney did, he didn't do. All of a sudden, what Bill Haney did, he didn't do that shit. He didn't call Tay Jones no more. He didn't try to get out of this fight no more. He didn't say they were damaging his brand no more. He didn't cop pleas and start cussing people out and lie about the shit the whole time. He didn't do that no more just because the fight got done. We not gonna do that, bro. It's the same thing with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Devin Haney fans are trying to do the same shit in 2023. I'm saying in 2025 that Bud Crawford's fans are trying to do in 2023. All of a sudden, bro, because Bud won that fight and because the fight got done, they wanted niggas to forget that Bud Crawford said he didn't want to fight Errol Spence. They want us to forget that Bud Crawford ducked Errol Spence and fought David Avenesian. They want you to forget that Bud Crawford decided that he wanted to have 50-50 with Errol Spence, even though Errol Spence was clearly the bigger name and Errol Spence gave into that shit. They want you to forget that. They don't want you to remember that Bud was trying to negotiate his way out of the fight back in 2021, 2022. No, nigga, just because he beat Earl ass in 2023, just because he won that fight clearly and showed he was the better fighter in 2023, don't mean he wasn't on bullshit in 2022, bro. You can't rewrite history because we all got the result that we wanted. Hell, I would argue the reason we got the result that we wanted was because of the pressure put on Devin Haney, put on Bill Haney by people such as myself that said, nah, that's ducking, bro. Nah, don't run out of this shit, bro. Don't run out of this shit. I'm not trying to hear that shit. You said you wanted this shit. Y'all said y'all had them on the list and y'all was going to do this and do that. Don't try to call around making bullshit phone calls now. I would give guys like Tay Jones, people such as myself, and like-minded individuals who called Bill out on that shit and continue to put pressure on him, I would give them credit for making the fight, more so than I would give you fake-ass fans credit that was running around here acting like Bill Haney didn't do that shit, acting like he wasn't trying to make his way out the fight, like he wasn't trying to call around behind the scenes and try to play political games and shit to get this shit squashed, bro. That's what I would do. But we not going to do that, bro. I'm going to give that man credit, Devin, for taking this fight. It's a great fight. I'm going to give him credit for being in a great fight. I'm going to give him credit for doing what I asked him to do. Fight a real welterweight. Don't fight Tank leftovers. Fight Brian Norman Jr. Give him all the credit in the world. It's a great fight. But what y'all are not going to come by my channel and do, bro, because you're going to get cooked if you do. What you're not going to come in my comment section and do is act like Bill Haney wasn't on that phone with True Media Today getting exposed. You're not going to act like Brian Norman Sr. himself agrees with me and that nigga's in the negotiations, not you, bro. That nigga's son is the one fighting Devin, not yours, bro. And he is the one that is privy to everything that I'm not privy to and you not privy to. And that nigga agree with me. And that is, they didn't want this fight. They tried to duck out of this fight. They tried to get out of this fight, but because of their mouth, they had nowhere to go. And they had to take it. So tell me, if you tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go over to Brian Norman Sr. somewhere and tell him that he don't know what the hell he talking about either. Because he agrees with KO. Always right, bro. always accurate. Y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all soon. Peace. Devontae the Tank Davis. Let Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney know y'all ain't built like that, bro.